So every client should have software center. Then only we will be able to push and the user will be able to get the latest update onto its laptop, right? Then metering, inventory and software metering. So this is what I was talking about. If you want to do metering, if you want to check inventory, that you can do, we can manage our inventory as well. Inventory means you want to check that how many laptops you have in the environment and you want a report. So we can generate a report and we can manage the inventory from the this feature, right? And when we can do software metering as well, means you want to check that for how long user has used a particular software. So with the help of software metering, we can do that. Okay. Then querying and reporting data. Obviously, we will be able to, first of all, we will be needing SQL server also into our, if you want to configure the whole architecture of SCCM, then we will be needing SQL server as well. Right. So with the help of query, see, I told you that we can generate the reports and all. We can generate the reports either going from the manual task, or we can do a query also from our SQL server. We have to just run a script, and after running that script, you will be able to achieve your target. Okay. Then managing software deployment by using application and package tool. Then here you can see what is software center, right? So how you will be able to deploy the softwares, how you will be able to create a package. Okay, so onto this module, we will be talking about that and we will be doing it practically. Okay. Then deploying and managing software updates. That is basically your, if you want to update your basically patching. Okay, if you're getting any updates from Microsoft, okay, so that updates can be installed from this feature, managing software updates. Then operating system deployment, how to deploy, how to customize, right? You can see overview of operating system deployment. Prerequisite for the operating system deployment: configure DHCP server as a prerequisite for operating system deployment. Okay, and then we can create our sysprep also. We can deploy our customized image also onto the laptops. Okay. Then the 10th one is implementing endpoint protection by using software center. Endpoint protection also. If you want to check how vulnerability, if you want to run a vulnerability scan, so in that case, we can configure the endpoint protection. Okay. Then managing compliance and setting and profiles. If you want to check how many systems are compliant with your policies, whatever the policies you have created, right? You want to check whether that policy is applied to all of your infrastructure or not. So in that case, we can configure the compliance, manage compliance settings and profiles, and we will be able to check whether the system is compliant as per our policy or not. If it is not, then again we have to work on it. Okay. Then mobile device management using system center, MDM. So for MDM also we will be talking about, right? Let's suppose you want to you want to like you have heard about Intunes, right? You want only the users, only the organization user will be only having the access to your Intunes applications. Okay, so in that case, we can configure the MDM, mobile device management. Then configure power management and remote control. So we can define the power management as well. Okay, and then we can configure remote control also. So after configuring SCCM, right? Earlier, how you used to take your system on remote? Obviously through RDP, MSTSC, right? But with the help of remote control feature, you can take any of your system onto the remote. Obviously, you will be having the admin rights, You should have the administrator rights, right? And then you will be able to take any of the system which is in your domain. You can take that system on remote, because it may possible that, let's suppose, the user is having some issues in his laptop and you have to troubleshoot it. So obviously to troubleshoot it, you will be needing the remote control, right? But earlier we used to go to MSTSC and we used to take the remote, right? But now we can directly do it through the remote control feature. Okay. And the last is overview of configuration manager site maintenance. If, let's suppose, there is maintenance going on onto the site where you have configured, let's suppose, onto primary server, onto primary site, there is maintenance going on. So how we will be able to deploy our updates? So that we will talk about under this. Okay. And if you want to backup, also take the backup as well. If you want to recover your SCCM server, okay, so that also we will talk about. And then addition of new secondary site. So this also will configure the secondary site also. Wherever we feel like that, yes, we will be needing secondary site, so then we will configure the secondary site also in our environment. Okay. So this is all about this SCCM module, and it will going to take around 35 to 40 hours to complete all this module, right? Now, how we will be able to complete our labs, or how we will be able to deploy our practicals? For that, we do have two options. Either if you have a laptop with 32 GB of RAM, give me a moment. Laptop with 32 GB RAM. Because see, we will be needing three servers, three virtual machines, you can say four, sorry, right? One will be for primary site, where we will configure the MECM, right? And then second one will be domain controller. Where we will configure our primary domain controller. Okay, it will be called as PDC, right? And third one, it will be SQL server, where we are going to create our database. Okay, right? And the fourth one will be client machine. It can be Windows 10 or any. And later on, if you want to configure secondary site also, so obviously we will be needing one more server for secondary site. So if you have 32 GB RAM in your laptop or in your desktop, then you can configure these labs onto your laptop itself. No worries. But if you don't have, then need not to worry. We can configure it on Azure. We can work on Azure. Okay, so onto Azure, we need to create just three virtual machine. I will let you know that I will help you with the steps, how you can configure your account, or how you can build the virtual machine onto the Azure account. Okay, obviously we will not be talking about on Azure in depth, but I will let you know how you can configure the virtual machines, right? And for that, you will be needing one credit card also, so that you will be able to get the free amount of rupees. It's $200. You will be able to get after creating the free account and signing up onto the Azure. You will be getting $200, and we will try to consume it. Okay, and will not go beyond this. We'll try to complete all the practicals within $200 only. right? And later on, guys, one more thing, if let's suppose we are not able to complete the practicals because it is for 1 month only, but let's suppose if we are not able to complete our lab, right? So in that case, I will let you know the option through which you can extend your free trial account for 1 month also, and again you will be getting $200 for 1 month. Means we will be having $400 for 2 months, and it is more than enough to complete our practicals. Okay, first of all, after signing up, we'll get 200 and we can make our labs, right? But it is valid for 1 month only. But if we want to extend it, so we have to just go through with the procedure and we will be getting $200 more, and then we can deploy our practicals and labs. So first of all, any confusion regarding the topics or any confusion regarding the module you want to ask, you can unmute yourself.
When is this course starting, sir?
From next weekend. So again, it is going to be the weekend course, right? So we'll be taking around
But
for
I'm already
two
in
and
your
two and a
one
half
of your
hours.
weekend course.
Sorry.
I'm already in one of your weekend course, so I don't think so. I can. I'm doing Azure 104 with you.
Okay, okay. So we'll be able to, Azure will be completed by 20th of
March, right?
March, right, right. Hmm.
तो उसके बाद ही शुरू होगा ना ये?
No, this is going to be from next weekend. This is going to be start from next weekend, and if you want, you can enroll in the next batch.
उसका टाइमिंग शेयर करेंगे ये आपका टीम मेरे
Yes,
हमारे साथ?
yes. So then a team will share the timings also. Okay, they will let you know. So guys, as you
Okay.
know, this is going to be the combo course, right? First of all, we'll be covering SCCM, right? And then we'll be covering Office 365 also. And along with it, I'll be giving you the step-by-step configuration steps, like how you can configure, right? What and all steps you need to follow. So I do have the steps ready with me, and I'll be sharing once we will complete our lab. So I'll be sharing the step-by-step module also. Okay, and along with this, you will be getting the interview questions as well. For SCCM, you will be getting the interview questions also. That let's suppose if you are going for a SCCM interview, so what and all questions they can ask. So, so from these interview questions, you will be able to answer them. See, CAS, primary sites and secondary sites. So this will be your CAS. Under CAS, there could be multiple primary sites, and under primary site, there could be multiple secondary sites. Okay, so it's around 150 questions or more than, right? So this is all I am going to share once you will be in the classes. Okay, I'm going to create a classroom, Google Classroom, that earlier I used to do, right? And over there, I'm going to upload all the PPTs and all the documents related to this module. Okay, and guys, one more thing. So why this tool is needed? Because see, if you are going on Naukri portal also, right? You can search for SCCM administrator and search. And you can see around 41,000 jobs are available for SCCM only. See, in TCS, it was posted 4 days ago, and the package you can see it is 5 to 15 lakhs per annum. So these are the activated job, right? So this is a big tool that we should aware of as a system administrator, right? We have to we should be aware of this tool. We should be have the working knowledge on SCCM, right? So obviously you will be benefited by doing this course, okay? And you will be getting whatever the things we are be covering, we will be covering. See, in this you can see patching, SCCM, server administration, OSD administration, WDS, MDT, mobile device management, right? Everything we are going to cover in this course. Okay.
One question, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, this if we do know the concept of SCCM,
Hmm.
will it help in what is working with Intune?
Yes, obviously you will be able to work on it. If you have
We
the
can.
concept, obviously
Mhm.
you can work on Intunes as well. And don't worry at all. Once we'll complete it, I'll be giving you the overview on Intunes as well.
On this course or the
Yes,
Azure
onto
course?
this course only.
Okay. So in Azure 104, you will not cover Intune, right?
Yeah, it is not included, right?
Ah, okay.
Even you can see
Okay.
the syllabus on Microsoft website, right? So Azure,
Okay.
it is not available.
No, actually, in my company, we had SCCM before,
Yeah.
but after we moved to Office 365 on the cloud,
Huh.
they are actually now going with Intune, not SCCM anymore. So I
Yeah.
thought like अगर SCCM कर भी लिया, so is it helping in learning the Intune principles?
Obviously, it will gonna help you. We are going to see, as I told you, this is going to be the combo, right? Over which
Mhm.
we are going to working on, over which we are going to learn Office 365 as well. Okay, so need not to worry about it. Definitely, you will be work on Intunes also.
So basically, like Intune is like what the cloud version of SCCM or how?
Exactly, it's a cloud version, you can say, right? And you can access, you can control the access based. You can control the access also, that how users will be able to access the applications or not. Whether the user will be able to copy data from Teams onto your mobile. So that things we can manage through the Intunes.
Oh. And one more thing, can is SCCM and Intune coexist?
Yes, it can exist. Because see,
Okay.
through Intunes you cannot do patch management. Through SCCM you cannot deploy operating system. Through SCCM you cannot do the endpoint configuration manager.
You mean Intune?
Huh?
You mean Intune, not SCCM, right?
No, I'm saying through SCCM we will not be able to configure. We cannot deploy operating systems onto our laptops.
Through SCCM, we cannot deploy.
We can do in Tunes we
Oh,
can.
we can. Oh, okay, okay, we can. Okay.
Okay.
Fine, fine.
So obviously it can have in a company both the tools can have a company can have both the tools. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So you can see it's a real time example, right? You can see there are multiple jobs available for SCCM administrator only. So the thing is they are just looking for the right candidate. Okay. And obviously we will be working on company based scenarios, how companies are actually working, right? How to deploy, how to manage, so everything. Because in my previous organization also I used to manage my SCCM, I used to configure SCCM for my previous organization. I created it from the very scratch, right? So I can help you out that how we can do it. And then whatever the industry based practices are, I can definitely help you out on it, right? Then, so as this is going to be the combo, so we are going to cover Office 365 also in this course. And under Office 365, these will be the topics, these will be the modules that we are going to cover. Okay. Under this, there will be 7 modules. So obviously Microsoft 365 is a cloud-based tool. Earlier, if you want to work on Office, how you used to work on it, you have to first of all install that particular software into the laptop. But now we can do all these things through online. with the help of Microsoft 365. And I don't think like 90% of companies are using Office into their laptops. It may possible that companies are using Google Sheets and Google things, right? But still 90% of companies still use to configure Office in their laptops. Okay, so see, if I'm just going to office.com, so you can see if I want to work on Word, if I want to work on Excel, I want to work on PowerPoint, Outlook, so everything I can work on online itself. And if I want to give the access also, I want someone else will be able to edit my file, someone else will be able to read my file according to whatever the access I'm giving to the person, right? So he will be able to access it, he will be able to read the data available onto the file. Okay, so let's suppose I'm opening this Word. So this Word is not installed onto my laptop. So this is a cloud based. I run this Word file onto the cloud, right? And I can write, and let's suppose I want to share it with someone, so I can share this file also. Share, and then I have to just select share, and then to which person I need to assign it. So I can go with and I can type his user account and I can send the link to that particular person, right? And if you want to manage the access, we can manage access also. Okay, so through this manage tab, we can manage the access as well. So this is just a home version, right? But we are going to work on enterprise version, where we have to get the license from Microsoft, right? And then the license can be deployed for our tenants. Tenants will be client users, right? And then they will be able to access the Office tools, and they will be able to access the files and all, Excel and PowerPoint, whatever, right? And these file can be opened from any location. It is not a specific, it is not a limitation, right? So if you have an internet connection, you can open your Microsoft files from anywhere in the world. Okay, so in 365 we'll be working on the first of all what are all services available in 365. Then we will be working on 365 licensing overview, tenant configuration, and then 365 client, right? And this will be the practice lab also. Once we will discuss all about the topics, then we will do the practical lab, right? And after doing the lab, you will be able to learn about describe Office 365 services, explain Office 365 licensing, then offer 365 tenant configuration, and then available Office 365 clients. So once we will complete this lab, you will be able to learn these things. Okay, and then this module 2, okay, which comes under how you can manage the 365 with PowerShell commands. So we can manage our 365 from PowerShell also. We can manage the tenants from PowerShell also, right? Then how to manage it from the administrative portal, right? We will be having the administrative portal also, administration administrator dot office.com, right? From there we will be able to manage whole console, right? And then the troubleshooting as well. If let's suppose there is some issues we are having while configuring the uh, administrative portal or any through PowerShell, if you are facing any kind of issues, so we will be working on troubleshooting the lab or the practical. Okay, then So this will be the practice lab using administrative portal, administrative 365 with Windows PowerShell, and then configuring role-based administration also, right? So it may possible that then in our IT team there could have multiple users, multiple IT team members, right? So according to their experience, we can give the rights also, that how they can that what kind of operations they can perform under my 365 administrative portal. Okay. Then administrating and troubleshooting directory synchronization and directory object. Obviously, we'll be having Active Directory also, right? So how our Active Directory will be able to synchronize with Office 365, right? So this will be covering under Azure also, Azure AD Connect Management, right? Then troubleshooting Exchange. So Exchange also included in this. We will configure our own Exchange server, and we'll configure our own rules onto the Exchange, that how users will be able to send the emails and what kind of emails they can receive. Okay, so we will configure it in our Exchange server. Just a second, Shekhar. I'll take your query. Give me just 5 minutes. Let me complete it. Okay. And then administrating the and troubleshooting Skype for Business Online and Teams. So majorly companies are using Teams and Skype, right, to communicate or to have calls. So as we were earlier, we were working from home. So how we used to have meetings, either through Teams or through Skype. Okay, so how to configure it, that also we'll talk about, and how we can manage it, that we will talk about. Because see, in Teams, maybe you have seen that there is some retention period applied into your organization. Retention period means the chats will be auto deleted after 7 days or 5 days or 2 days. So these things comes under the administrating the Teams and Skype. Because obviously, if you want to store, if you want to if you want to use your storage efficiently, so in that case you can set the retention period for your Teams, that the chats will be only available for 2 days or 3 days and 4 days, whatever you can define as per your need, right? And then the after the retention period, it will be going to delete automatically. Okay. Then SharePoint, we can create multiple SharePoint. Okay. And then the last one will be security, how you can apply security to your Office 365. Overview of compliance features in Office 365. Acha, you can customize. Let's suppose you got a license for your Office 365, right? But you want your users will only be able to access some few of the feature of 365. So we can create our own board, right? That only the user will not be able to access. Let's suppose link you want, the user will not be able to access, right? So we can create or we can customize our own um, template, and that template can be applied for all the users. So there are multiple things come under this one. Okay. And then yes, so this is all about the Office 365, right? First of all, we will cover SCCM, and then we will start the Office 365, right? And in total, it is going to take around 50 plus hours. 50 plus means it can be 60 also. Okay. And totally, it is going to be on weekends only. Yes, Shekhar, you can post your query. Let me check. Weekend timing, Shekhar, team will let you know what is going to be the weekend times. Okay. PC and my web.
Tomorrow will be class.
Uh, sir, we'll be having the class tomorrow, Gaurav sir.
No, I think from next Saturday we are gonna continue.
Okay.
Yep. That
And guys,
means
meanwhile, yeah, yeah.
1st of March is the Saturday, correct? 1 minute. 4th.
Yeah, fourth it's Saturday, fourth
Yeah.
March. So it's class going to start on fourth only. Okay, and I would recommend guys to just arrange one credit card. Okay, so that because it is not possible that we'll be having 32 GB laptop, right? But we can do one more thing also. We can try these practicals on networking labs as well, right? But this we will option we'll take this option later on. First of all, I would recommend to arrange a credit card, right? Because see, if you are going to arrange credit card, then in that case you will be able to work on Azure also. I'm not saying we will be covering all the topics of Azure, but we'll be covering the virtual machine topic of Azure, right? So you will be getting the idea of Azure as well. And if you liked, you can join the Azure batch as well. Okay, any query, any confusion? Shekhar, that you need to check with team. Shekhar, language depends on the like depends on the students how they want to work on, right? Maybe if we do have some international students, then we have to do it in English. But if all are okay, then we can do it in Hindi as well. Okay, so I hope we are good to go and we are good to close the session. So thank you everyone for joining the session, right? And by next class, I'll be helping you out to configure all these machines, how we can configure it, right? So I'll tell you both the ways. I'll tell you on laptop as well, means I will help you out on the networking labs, that how we can configure the labs our own laptop, right? And second, onto Azure as well. So I will let you know how we can configure the labs or prerequisite, because along with it, we will be needing multiple features. We'll be needing multiple tools. We'll be needing multiple softwares to be installed onto the servers. Okay. So maybe this only the installation will going to take around 2 days. Okay. But once we'll be able to complete the installation, then we can do whatever we want. Saf, it is going to be in morning only, maybe 11 or 11:30. Right, timings we will confirm it later on. Okay,
Okay, sir.
chalo. So see you guys, bye. Thank you, thanks for joining the session.